So hello everyone, good day. Since we are out of time na and dili na to makaya pa og discuss tanang remaining topic synchronously, so mag-record na lang ko to deliver all the topics na atong giset and maka-exam ta sa schedule accordingly. So actually na-discuss na nako ni nga mga subtopic sa other two section, but sa other two section is wala pa natapos. So here it is. So under lecture 7, characterizations of ABE waste, we have lecture 7.3, the role of plants and ABE waste management systems. So kabalo naman ta na naay mga dagan agricultural operations na nag-produce of waste as byproducts. Itong mga animal manure is an example of waste byproduct that can be used as a plant nutrient. And if properly managed and utilized, agricultural waste are pwede siya natin yung natural resource that can be that can produce economic benefit or economic returns. So kanina topic will provide you with an appreciation sa mga plant rules of plants in managing the nutrients sa agricultural waste management systems. So the functions and availability of plant nutrients as they occur in agricultural waste will be discussed. Ma-discuss na to ani nga topic and mga effects of different trace elements and metals mga plants will be introduced. So let's start. So agricultural waste as a resource for plant growth is to recycle part of the plant nutrients contained in the waste material into harvestable plant forage, fruit, or dry matter. It also enhances the receiving soil's organic matter content. So the primary objective of applying agricultural waste to land is to recycle part of the plant nutrients contains atong waste materials into harvestable plant like forage, fruits, and dry matter. So naay mga important consideration, no? Mo ni siyang mga relationship between the plant nutrient requirement and quality of nutrients applied sa atong agricultural waste. So a plant does not use all nutrients available in the root zone. So nayuban ato dili siya magamit. So dili tanan nutrient sa soil makuha ni plants. So assimilate na siya sa roots. So mag-vary siya depende sa species sa plant. Sa species sa plant, sa growth, sa stage, sa depth, sa iyang distribution sa iyang roots, and sa moisture conditions. Apil po dira ang soil temperature and daghan pa ng mga factors. So they grew according or during most of the year and actively grow during the period of waste application. So mao na siya nga time nga ma-maximize nilang mga nutrient na applied sa waste product. So another major objective in returning waste to the land is enhancing receiving soil organic matter. And as the soil are cultivated, the organic matter also naga-decrease. So makuhaan ang iyang organic matter if daghan og mga activities or ginabuhat sa soil. So throughout several years of continuous cultivation sa mga root crops or sa crop residue, mag-return na siya og mga low organic matter content, and most soil decreases until new equilibrium is reached. So muna naga-decrease ang soil's ability to hold key plant nutrients, mga nitrogen and phosphorus, which is maunay need sa mga plant, mostly kana ang mga nutrient ang need sa plant. So these nutrients may be moved out sa root zone and crop growth will suffer. So the amount of crop residue that is produced and returned to the soil is reduced as time goes by sa pag-cultivate nato sa mga plants, sa soil, kung sa to atong mga activities ginabuhat. So the plant soil system. So now we have here the benefits of plant soil systems. So we all know a lot of study na present na naipakita or research na to na if natay good soil or healthy soil and properly managed waste from agriculture or livestock, it will have a positive effect on the plant and also to soil biodiversity. And ang soil retention, SAD, is an important, no? So here is the plant soil system, mga nutrient transformation. First is the absorbed by the roots and assimilated by the plant, degrade by soil microorganisms and become a part of the soil organic component or broken down further into a gas, ion, or water. And third, fixed to soil minerals or attached to soil exchange sites. Fourth is the solubilize and move with runoff water. Move with the eroded mineral or organic material. Leach downward through the soil toward the groundwater, escape from the plant tissue into the atmosphere. So, ang soil retention is one of the important storage mechanism o ang soil enhanced organic matter na ginasupply sa waste. So, plants absorb the nutrients in the waste for the most part of the roots and transform the soluble chemical elements, and some of which are water contaminants, into plant tissue. And mao ni ang mga basis karon for addressing some of today's water quality ng mga concerns or issues. And we have also mga plant uptake. It's not the only form of, ang plant uptake, it's not only the form of transformation that takes place in the soil plant system. So daghan pa og mga chemical compounds and ang makuha sa waste. It can be transformed through ako mga mention kaning nutrient transformation. So si plant sad is na share role in all these processes. So si process kaning solubilize and move with runoff water, kaning move with eroded organic material, leach downward through the groundwater system, o kaning number 7 is our mga nutrientscape mechanism. So for example, kanisi process 4, kaning solubilize and move with the runoff water, kay na siya cultivated crops, and kana ng mga crops is conservation through conservation tillage. So ang conservation tillage is an agricultural management approach that aims na i-minimize ang mga intensity or frequency na sa tillage operation, no, to promote environmental benefits or dili siya makadaot sa environment. Ug sa atong go back to the topic, so atong gitanom sa isa ka contour with grass sod or naay mga grass na tanom growing on it na naga-improve og soluble nutrients sa soil infiltration. So ingana nga set. So si plants acts as a catalyst or provide a better environment to promote the transformation processes and also growing of plant. Nagan-moderate siya og soil temperature. So naga-reduce og evaporation because sa soil surface, and also naga-provide siya og energy source sa carbohydrates og naga-aggregate og soil particles which promote high soil aeration. Og katotanan na ako na-mention provides a better climate for wide variety of soil microorganisms. So next is nutrients transformation. So we have the nitrification. It's a classic example of nutrient transformation where microbial degradation, eventual escape of almost ready nitrogen gas occurs. It is an important process by which nitrogen is excess of crop requirement can be removed from the soil plant system. So kaninga process nag-require of presence sa nitrogen, nitrate, nitrogen, organic carbon source of anaerobic soil conditions. So according to Firestone 1982, about 1 unit of organic matter is required for each unit of nitrogen to be denitrified. So we have the soil supports plant growth. So kabalo naman jud ta na plants depend largely sa soil. If na ay biological, chemical, and physical conditions necessary for the plant root system to readily absorb nutrients and water. And that is why we should know and use the resource na naata to supply nutrients sa atong mga plant na dili makapuyo, dili sa makapuyo sa environment, like aning manure na dako kayo siya o potential for plant growth and also sa soil. So mo ni ang mga supports, like plant growth involves the interaction between soil and plant properties. Soil is the normal medium for terrestrial plant growth. Root growth, plants' roots absorb nutrients and water from the soil. Roots anchored in the soil hold the plant erect. The soil must provide an environment in which roots can function. So a lot of dagan kayo og support ang soil sa plant growth, di ba? If walay soil, mostly of the plant is naga-depend jud sa soil. So imagine if ang imong soil is walay nutrient. So obviously dili mo grow, dili jud mo bloom ang imong mga plants. And then we had the plant nutrient uptake. So only ang mga process element uptake by plants. So we know complex, broad, o wide kaayo and not totally understood. So plant nutrient uptake. So the following are the plant nutrient uptake essential for plants growth. So we have the essential plant nutrients, the non-essential elements, the nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and sulfur. And we have also the trace elements, synthetic organic compounds, which we will discuss one by one. So we have the essential plant nutrients. So kaning first, a plant growth can require up to 20 chemical elements. Muna ang mga requirement niya. So we have the macronutrients and the micronutrients. So we have also carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So kaning mga elements, chemical elements is makuha na to sa CO2 or sa water, o sa CO2 sa hangin, o sa water, CO sa H2O na kana nga mga elements. And then for micronutrients, mauni sila ang mag-help to create new cells which then organize into plant tissue. So kung wala ni na mga nutrients, growth and survival would not occur. So mauni ang mga micronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, calcium, and magnesium. And sa micronutrient side is needed in a small amounts, kung na siya ginatawag na micro, or not at all. So depende sa plant kung unsa yang mga need nga mga micronutrients. So these elements are called micronutrients or mga trace elements. So we have boron, fluorine, cobalt, copper, iron, manganese, molybdenum, silicon, sodium, vanadium, and zinc. So next is kaning mga non-essential elements, or let's just say dili na need or di na kailangan. And sometimes makakos ni siya og toxicity or not good sa plants. So we have nickel, arsenic, and copper. So aside sa 20 ka elements na essential for plant growth, naasad mga non-essential elements na makuha sa plant growth and dapat sa ni ma-monitor. Kaya usually mao ni sila ang mga waste na gikan sa municipal. Kuno yung ginatawag na mga municipal sludge na mga waste. So and ma-consider sa ni sila na mga trace elements So nag-occur ni sila through impurities. Impurities and also animal waste contains mga elements na considered na non-essential na dili na needs sa plants. So depende sa plants. So kaning nickel, arsenic and copper, aluminum, no, kan ma-found ni sila sa mga poultry litter, and ang kaning nickel, arsenic and copper. And ang kaning aluminum is mostly present din siya sa mga dairy manure. So we have nitrogen. So nitrogen is an important part of the compounds that regulate plant growth and development. So nitrogen is also an important part of the plant structure. So most of the nitrogen in plants is in the organic form. So the nitrogen is incorporated into amino acids, the building blocks of the protein. Even though kanisi nitrogen is abundant, it is still the nutrient most frequently limiting crop production. Dili easily makakuha ang mga plants og nitrogen. This is because the plant available forms of nitrogen in the soil are constantly undergoing mga different transformation. So essentially, tanan nitrogen na ma-absorb gikan sa soil by plants roots kay through inorganic form, either nitrate or ammonium. So kasagaran kaniyang plants na maka-absorb ni sila og mga ammonium more, mas daghan readily than nitrate. Pero kaning mga mature na plants are reversed ang mahitabo. Okay, so we have the phosphorus. So phosphorus is a vital to plant growth and is found every living plant cell. It involves in several key plant functions, so including energy transfer, photosynthesis, transformation of sugar and starches, nutrient movement within the plant, and transform of genetic characteristics from one generation to the next. So phosphorus toxicity depends on the plant species, phosphorus status of the plant, concentration of micronutrients, and soil salinity. So don't need siya sa plant, but too much phosphorus can cause toxicity sa plant food. So high phosphorus application rates increase the phosphorus concentration sa soil solution and availability for plant uptake into the plant tissue. And like I said, too much phosphorus become toxic sa plant. Kay depende sa plant species. So concentration of micronutrients and soil salinity, especially kanina ang murag dominant na chemical elements isa ka plant. And then we have potassium, calcium, and magnesium. So it is an essential major nutrient for plant growth and development. So it is an important macronutrient for plants, having many functions such as plant nutrition, activation of numerous enzymes, and protection of electrical potential gradients in cell membranes. It is also considered as an important cation that protects the anion cation balance. So potassium, calcium, and magnesium have similar reactions in the soil. So the similar size, the uptake characteristic can cause plant fertility problems. So an excess of any of these elements in the soil impacts the uptake of the others. So mura siya og kanang maapektuhan ang uban if too much or excess. It is therefore extremely important not to create nutrient imbalances by overlapping one of these elements kay maka-apekto siya sa uptake of other chemical nutrients. So we have sulfur. So sulfur serves as many functions in plants. It is used in the formation of amino acids, proteins, and oils. So it is necessary for chlorophyll formation, promotes nodulation in legumes, helps develop and activate certain enzymes and vitamins, and is a structural component of 2 of 21 amino acids that form proteins sa atuang plants. So we have the trace elements. So these are elements that are vital to plant growth but are only required in minute amounts. So very much like vitamins in human diet. So pwede rin siya wala, pwede mo siya naa. They are known as micronutrients because of the tiny amounts found in normal soil. So even if gamay ra na ang need ani, so sometimes dili na need sa plants kay it depends ra pod sa plant, no, kung unsa siya nga plants na mag-need ani. Kaya lang too much of these elements is become toxic if daghan na sad siya kaayo. So which is not good na pod sa growth sa toang plants. So synthetic organic compounds. So when dealing with municipal sludge, one other constraint to application rate should be addressed. So most sludge has synthetic organic compounds such as chlorinated hydrocarbon pesticides, which can be slow to decompose and may be of concern from human or animal health standpoint. So tinatawag siya nga sludge is because kagikan mostly kani nga mga waste, no, is gikan sa municipal waste mo na municipal sludge. So we don't know unsa ang contain aning sludge. It can be dangerous, toxic, or kabalo. That is why we should know no unsa ni siya. It can be chlorinated, no, pesticide, because we don't, wala man ta kabalo kung asa siya na source. It can be siya sa factories, sa mga household, whereas if katong sludge o slurry nga gikan sa livestock, we already know nga dito siya gikan. So kani different sources ang municipal sludge or ganing ginatawag na sludge. So we have the application of agricultural waste. So this many ang mga applications of agricultural waste. We have field and forage crops, horticultural crops, vegetative filter strips for agricultural waste treatment, forest land for agricultural waste treatment. So first, let's discuss the field and forage crops. So the great danger of using manure and sludges on legume forages is that the added nitrogen may promote the growth of the less desirable grasses that are in the stand. So this is caused primarily by introducing another source of nitrogen, but it can also be a result of the physical smoothing of legume plants by heavy application cover of manure. Doon na ay daghan ng mga benefit ang waste from agriculture, naasad sila mga disadvantages lalo na if too much, and also sa mga crops na soil that we have, mga crops nga nagdepende mostly sa soil. So ang ilang production is mostly dependent sila sa mga soil. And isa na ang field and forage crops. And then we have the horticultural crops. So vegetables and fruits benefits from application of waste. However, care must be taken because produce can be fouled or disease can be spread. So manure of sludge applied and plowed under before planting will not cause most vegetables to be unduly contaminated with the disease organism if they are washed and properly prepared accordingly to good food industry standards. So, vegetables and fruits benefits from application of waste can be spread. For example, surface application of waste to the soil around fruit trees will not cause either problem, but spray application of liquid waste could. So we have the vegetated filter strips for agricultural waste treatment. So vegetated filter strips are designed strips or areas of vegetation growing down gradient of an animal production facility or cropland where animal waste has been applied. So the strips can be filter nutrients, sediment, organic agrochemicals, and pathogens from runoff received from the contributing areas. And then forest land for agricultural waste treatment. So forest land provides an area for recycling agricultural waste, wastewater effluent been applied to the forest sites or extended periods of time with a good nutrient removal efficiency, and minimal impact on surface or groundwater. On most sites, the soil is covered with layers for several inches thick of organic material. This material can efficiently remove sediment and phosphorus from the effluent. So that's it for lecture 7.2.